Jono, thanks for joining us. We're here at MT's. A bit of training before we head down to Somerset. First and foremost, congratulations on a wonderful performance down in Chelmsford.
Yeah, it was nice to get our first win under our belts for the season in T20 Blast. Thought it was a really good all-round performance, to be honest. Thought they were under par batting wise, so we bowled decently. I still think room for improvement. I still would have liked to have bowled them out for around the 150. I thought we had an opportunity to do that. Didn't squeeze quite hard enough there at times, but ultimately still probably 20 runs, 25 runs short, so under par. And then the way we went about our batting, I thought, was first class. What we've talked about over the last couple of years, going hard but smart at the same time, and to finish it off with plenty to spare.
We kind of worked our way into the campaign. A couple of disappointing results at the front end. Obviously 2 losses. Plenty of signs though at Lords against Kent that things were coming right, certainly with the ball. Fantastic performance from the bowlers, great in the field, looked really sharp and active. You must have been pleased with that performance and I guess a bit gutted that the rain came in, denied us any chance to chase that down. And again, that was an under par total they posted.
Yeah, that's right, under par. Felt the boys came off thinking we had a really good chance in that one. So yes, disappointing in that one. And obviously the first game, we had times in that game as well where we felt we were in the game and didn't quite nail it through again. I think the first 2 games, this one here at Merchant Taylor as well, on a tricky wicket. Again, we had opportunities and we didn't quite see it through. And I think we sat down after those first 2 games and chatted about where we're at as a team, and obviously we've spoken a lot over the last 3 years of what we're trying to do as a group and a management group, trying to take this T20 forward. And now you look at our team and it's a very different side to what we put together 3 years ago, and even last year. We've added some real quality to the team, but I think we were carrying still some baggage from the last few years, and it's one of the downsides of committing to something long term, that you put the result to one side when you're trying to change the way that you're playing, but you also then you get used to losing, unfortunately. Yeah. And I think we had a bit of that baggage in the first 2 games where we got ourselves in positions to win a game, but we didn't find a way to win the game. And so we spoke at length about that after the second game, and I thought then the third game against Kent, I thought we came out differently as a fielding unit, differently as a bowling unit, and we just wanted to show what we had with the bat as well, and unfortunately we didn't have that opportunity. But yeah, Essex all came together really nicely, so hopefully now, from a group, we're full of confidence, and we can take that into the rest of the competition.
We spoke last year, Jono, about the holes we had in the side and where we needed to strengthen, and you've just said yourself we've got some real quality in some of those holes now. Those first 2 defeats, we were of course without Josh Little, who's come in primarily. His specialism is death bowling, quite obviously. In for the last 2 games when we bowled so well against Kent and for the win against Chelmsford. The joys of the schedule is we now miss him for a couple of games because he's off with Ireland. But what have you made of Josh since his arrival?
He's made a massive difference to us. His confidence, his energy, and obviously his skill levels are just what we've required as a team. So yes, he's going to be a big loss for the next couple of games. But I think the confidence amongst the rest of the group now, after that Essex performance is high. So from our point of view, yes, we'll miss him, but we've got to also learn that we can't rely on one person either. So we'll knuckle down to the next game and do it a slightly different way to what we've done it in the last game.
Well, the boys are clearly in good spirits behind us. You can hear them making a huge amount of racket. Jono, obviously a massive boost coming in for this one is Max Holden. Obviously been away with the Lions, did exceptionally well with them. Proved his case on that stage, but Max is a quality T20 top order batter. You must be pleased to have him back in the ranks first and foremost, but I guess that poses the age-old selection headache.
Yeah, he's been one, if not the best T20 player of the last couple of years for us, so to have him back adds more firepower to what we've already got. And yes, everyone says they're always good problems to have, but that's until you're making the decision and leaving people out. But that's where we said we wanted to be. We're heading towards that as a squad now in both formats. We want good players being left out because that shows we're in a better place. So it's the first time you can say that in T20 cricket, that we're leaving good players out, and that's what we'll end up doing.
Absolutely. You mentioned it yourself earlier, Jono. It's been a transitional couple of years, really, 2 or 3 years, I'd say, to get to this stage. Always at the helm of that side has been Stevie Eskinazi. Must be nice for Stevie now to be going out there and leading a side that he's comfortable with, and a side that he's probably much more aware that those holes are filled. And obviously leading from the front at Chelmsford, it was great to see him back in the runs. It was a fantastic skipper's knock from him.
Yeah, he's had a tough time last few years. It's not easy captaining a side that repeatedly lose, and from my point of view, having a long-term view is difficult as a captain because you want to win immediately, obviously. So yeah, it's been really tough, but he's done it. He's done it well, and he's done it to the best of his ability, and now he's got something that he feels we can work with, and that we feel that we're walking on the pitch to compete with. We're still not the finished team. We're still not the finished article. We know there's still growth in this group, and that's why we put it together, because it's young and it's vibrant and it's got some long term about it. But there's definitely some real green shoots of where we want to be and what we want to be as a team.
I guess someone like Esky must benefit enormously from having people like Kane Williamson in the group, and Josh Little, and obviously Lias Deploy, 3 players there that have played in all of the biggest global T20 franchise tournaments around the world. Esky is a skipper, as you say, that's had it tough bringing this side through over the last 3 years, but he's got some fantastic experience around him and some real quality around him to help him through.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh, from a bowling point of view, knows what he's doing and what he wants, and that's helped Esky, and obviously with Zaf the same. So suddenly he's got players who know what they want, what fields they want, what they're trying to do. It makes a huge difference to a captain. But also having Kane come in has made a big difference to us. Having that experience, but not just on the day-to-day playing of the game, but of the cultural stuff as well. And he's come in and obviously for New Zealand, as an underdog, how do you go about creating an environment and something that the team buy into to turn their fortunes around? And he's been brilliant with that, giving us some real clarity about how he did it with New Zealand and what that looks like. And it's been really fascinating, really good to hear his point of view and his view on our team and the players and where we can tweak a few things here and there. So not only for Esky, but that's for us as a management group as well.
Outstanding. Looking ahead, Jono, we've obviously got two away games now, a bit of a trip down to the West Country, and the schedulers seem to think that Taunton is near Somerset, near Southampton. Fair distance between the two, but two away games in that rough part of the country. 2 tough sides to face. What are your thoughts first and foremost ahead of the trip to Taunton?
Yeah, so we go in full of confidence. We're well aware that these are probably the 2 hardest games now in the whole group. To go away to Taunton, where their record is unbelievable, and Hampshire as well, is going to be tough. We know that, but we also got the way that we want to play our game, and we go there with confidence, and to turn one or both those sides over in their own backyard will show where we are as a team, and that's what we're aiming to do. Yeah.
Last one, Johnny. Aspirations for the season. I've asked you this before. I think it's always that we're looking to qualify for the knockouts. I guess with 6 points on the board now from 4 games, we're back in the hunt. You must be hopeful that we can aim towards that target.
I think it's said all along, whether we achieve it or not, our aims have always been to get promoted in the Championship and to get to the quarterfinals of the T20s. And we've always said if you get to the quarterfinals, then they're one-off games, and we know that if we play to our ability at the moment, we know we can beat anyone. So yes, that's the aim. That doesn't change until it's not possible, or we're in the quarterfinals, and we'll have a chat, won't we? But yeah, that doesn't change, mate.
Absolutely. All right, Jono. Well, look, thanks for your time. All the very best luck on your travels over the next few days, and we'll obviously see you back at Lord's next Thursday for the next home encounter.
Cool. Will do.